What's up, card family? So I was sitting in the man cave here the other day, and I was thinking about, wow, 2019 is coming to an end. And I've seen a lot of videos that are popping up right now. I know Silver Jackify has one talking about all the cards he bought in 2019. And, you know, I've always wanted to do a top 10 like cards in my collection, and I think it's time. And the cards I'm going to show you today are not the most expensive cards, although some of them did cost, you know, more money than others. But I picked these cards just based on what's important to me and my ads in my collection. And I'll tell you, a majority of these I added this year. But I was reflecting on some stuff from this year. I just took some Post-it notes down, and I mean, it's so cool to see where this hobby's gone and how much I've evolved as a collector. I was looking, I did 52 videos this year. That's about a video a week, which is impressive since how my job just totally changed in August, and I've just been super busy. Went to a card show in Chicago, which was awesome. Made a great bond with Eloy. Really enjoyed hanging out with him and all the people at the card show. Got a chance to really talk to JMVP, just a great guy. Got to hang out with Adam Ha again, and you know, some of the, like, you know, collectors that we all know so well. My video with the most views, I don't know, it's always interesting when you do a PSA submission, right? So I have one titled Dustin Bellinger PSA submission number 2. It got 362 views. Go figure. But the video that meant the most to me this year, that didn't have the most views, but it had a lot, 182 views, a ton, right? It means there was some interest in, you know, what I'm putting out, was the Calling All Super Collectors, which to me has like kicked off in conjunction with others, Scott Wallace and Dustin Abraham, really kicked off a Facebook page, and I think it's helped a lot of us focus our collections on, you know, who we're super collecting. And I think the rules are you got to have at least 250. You can do up to 3 players. So current state, I've got Mattingly and Jeter. I haven't done much with Mattingly lately, but Jeter steadily climbing. I actually need to update my count, but I'm leaning towards one other player to collect. I'll announce that in, you know, maybe the beginning of 2020. I just want to make sure that's what I want to do, and make sure he doesn't get traded in the offseason. You just never know, right? Like, if he's not a Yankee, it's going to be tough for me, but I'd love to have an active player to collect. I just think, you know, a lot of us do not have active players, and it's something about, like, your favorite player being active and buying cards, and it's somebody that's still playing and, you know, kind of riding the ups and downs, and they get injured, and that's just fun to me, you know? So without any further, I'm going to show you my top 10 cards. I really enjoyed getting to know a lot of you out there, and like, I love seeing the collection. I don't comment on videos as much as I used to. A lot of times I'm watching them in my car on the way to work, and by the time I get to work, I just cut it off, and I say I'm going to comment later, and then I don't. But I appreciate everybody who's watched my videos. You know, feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear some feedback on what you'd rather see in my collection. I mean, unfortunately, I'm a Yankee, and I've really kind of pulled away from football and basketball. I don't buy a lot of that anymore, and I've really kind of focused my collection down to just the Yankees, and haven't done a lot of hobby boxes and snods. I'm sorry, I haven't done a lot of breaks. Just kind of got away from a lot of that for a little bit, but not saying I won't ever do it again. But let's check out my top 10. All right, so when I was trying to figure this out, like I cannot believe how hard it is to choose just 10 cards, but here we go. So I'm gonna try to explain why I feel like they should be in my top 10. So first, foremost, like, I have really gotten into collecting Aaron Judge this year. This is a card that I bought raw on eBay. I think I bought the card raw for, I want to say, 15 bucks. Submitted it with Dustin Bellinger in one of his submissions, and got it back in a PSA 10. And I honestly, like, this Stadium Club actually grades really well if you ever want to submit it, but I just think this card is so sweet. The way he's holding the bat, and you're looking down kind of the barrel of the bat, just reminds me of some of the, you know, photography that you used to see in the 90s, and I really love that card. So put that back here. So that's, to me, that's number 10. All right, up next. So this is a card, I don't even know if y'all have ever seen the video where I got this. So this is a Bird Magic rookie in a PSA 7. A guy I work with was trying to raise money to kind of go on a vacation with his family. He used to be a collector of cards, and he asked me did I want to buy this, and he just gave it to me at an unbelievable price. And I just think this is a cool card to have in my collection. I was really into basketball at this time when I got this card, and still kind of buying basketball breaks and stuff like that. But I just think it's so cool to have Irving, Johnson, and Bird on one card, and definitely number 9 for me. Try to make these where you can still see them. Figure out what that looks like. All right, up next. So I got this card actually this year. So this is the 86 Topps Traded Bo Jackson. I'm a big Bo Jackson fan. I think a lot of you guys know that. This traded card to me, like, I would never even attempt to submit one of these raw to get graded. I don't even know how you can have a card in this kind of condition. And I've looked it over really carefully. I mean, you guys know this. I mean, if I look hard enough and get a magnifying glass, I can find some imperfections. I mean, but as far as a 10 goes for a card like that, that looks daggone good. Just one of my favorite cards in my collection. Love Bo Jackson, and I just think, that picture of him, he looks so young, and he looks so excited to play sports. I love that. All right, up next, part of my super collection. This is the 93 Pinnacle Derek Jeter in a PSA 10. I actually picked this up this year. Very expensive card. And again, you got those black borders. Just a tough card to kind of get in a 10. I would never try to submit one of these raw. I see them out there raw for a pretty good price, but there's no way I'm spending that kind of money to even attempt and then not get. So see if I can keep these in order. That might make more sense, right? So there's 4 out of 10 right there. Kind of the order, right to left. Left to right, however you say that. Up next, another one I picked up this year, the 93 Stadium Club, Derek Jeter Murphy. My goal was to get as many of these this year I could before he hits that Hall of Fame. I'm just worried they're going to get out of my price range. I mean, these are cards I will never, ever sell. But, yeah, another tough grade. I mean, just look at the borders on this. I mean, this is a gorgeous card. Love this card. I've been wanting it for so long. I don't have one raw either. Like, at least the Pinnacle, I've got several raw. And I've got some 9s, too. I've submitted it a couple times. So, working down from the 5 of the next 10. So, PSA 8, Derek Jeter SP. Had this for about 2 years now. I think I got it, I want to say last Christmas, or Christmas before, actually, I think. Love this card. Glad I own one. Would not want to have to chase to get one right now. I can't imagine what I would have to pay for it. Let's figure out where that could go here. I'll figure that out in a minute. How about right there? This card really means a lot to me. So the card family surprised me with this. So many people contributed. It's the only card I have that's slabbed currently with a Derek Jeter auto. The auto that Jetsboy 80 gave me is actually sitting with PSA right now. I wanted to get it slabbed, but this is just a sick card. Really proud to own this, and just the meaning behind it, that everybody got together and put some money together to do that for me. I still can't believe everybody did that, but that is so cool. And then up next, I had been chasing these for so long, and I finally caught one on an auction at a right price. 89 Upper Deck, King Griffey Jr. in a PSA 10. Just, I wanted this in my collection. To me, this is kind of the highlight of my collecting when I was a kid. I would have loved to have pulled one out of an 89 Upper Deck box, and I still would like to. I'd like to go, open a box and pull it myself. I actually pulled one in a break, and it came back a PSA 8, so it's not impossible, but it is hard. This card, I'd love to get it in a 10 one day, but this is the legacy of my collecting when I was a kid. It was the only card I had left. I sold all my cards. I've told this story before to a lawyer. I finally sent it off in a grading submission with Dustin Bellinger. Came back in a PSA 8. I'm so happy I still have this card. I'll never part with this card. This is what makes me hesitate to buy it in a 10, because I really already got it, and I got the one I wanted when I was a kid. I don't know that I could have more meaning, so I probably will never buy it in a 10 for that very reason. And then last but not least, this card means so much to me. My grandmother gave me some money. She's still alive, to put towards this card, and I bought this, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago. So a 39 play ball, Joe DiMaggio in a PSA 2. I love this card, and actually I love that it's not in better condition. I actually held an 8 at the card show this year, and I've got some pictures of it. I mean, it looks so, that card looks so good, it doesn't even look vintage, man. It's incredible. I can't imagine what he paid for that, but I love this one because it does look vintage, and I like when people come over and they're like, God, that card looks old. And they don't even know who Joe DiMaggio is. A lot of people I work with just aren't into cards and stuff, and they couldn't tell you. But that's my top 10. I appreciate you guys watching and listening to me ramble. I really think 2019 was a great year for card collecting. I love seeing the hobby kind of return to a little bit of stature and people getting back into it. I don't know what I want to do for 2020. I haven't set any goals, but I definitely will be collecting, and I think, a lot more buying single cards, and we'll get in some breaks here and there because it's just fun to socialize with the community. But I hope y'all have an amazing new year. Everybody stay safe. I hope you have a good Christmas. Peace.